Hey student, watch this video and learn 3 expressions with the word far, which is a simple word, but there are some interesting adjectives, expressions, collocations with the word far. There are more than 3, but I like to say that we need to keep these lessons objective, and you don't need quantity, you need quality. And that's what I'm here for. If you don't know me very well, hello, I'm Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because every week I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. If you have already subscribed, I appreciate it. Now hit the like button, that helps the channel. But let's talk about expressions with far. Guys, and why is it is so important to study vocabulary? I mean, regardless of your level, if you are a beginner, you study vocabulary. If you are advanced, you study vocabulary. If you are a teacher, oh my God, even more. So here on my channel, I focus on pre-intermediate and intermediate students. My goal is to help students go from stuck to speaking in 6 months. And at this level, it can be tricky because many students feel the temptation to study more and more and more and more words. Now, as I said before, focus on quality, not necessarily on quantity. And at the end of this lesson, post one example. What I love saying every time I'm here on YouTube, on social media, is to learn a lesson, I must use it. So create at least one example. But other than that, a reminder, something I do with my BSA. Create examples, focus on quality, stop focusing on quantity, and think about studying English in English. This is the reminder I wanted to make. No translation. Study these words. I'm going to teach you these words 100% in English. Start establishing this practice in your routine. You learned a new word. No translation. Explanation. I need an explanation. Tell me more. But let's go. 1. Far too much. Oh, I love this one. It's such a nice one, and you can use it in so many situations. It is so flexible. I am matching my slide. I'm wearing green. There's green in these slides, so I'm matching. But anyway, far too much. It is used in place of too much. Not necessarily the information. The information, well, it depends on what you want to say. Too much information. Too much. Well, it's the idea of too much, of exaggeration, okay? So it's to emphasize, that's the explanation actually. It is to emphasize how excessive or extreme something is, okay? And there are other collocations. Here I used far too much, but you can use with some adjectives, far too busy, far too long, far too easy, okay? It is just replacing too easy, too difficult, far too easy. It's possible, but I like this expression far too much. That's why I'm using this one as an example, but there are other possible collocations. Take a look at the example that I prepared here. Oh, I don't like hanging out with Susan. I don't like hanging out with Susan. Why? Now I'm going to explain. Oh, I don't like spending time. I don't like hanging out with Susan. Why? She always shares far too much about her personal life. Do you know anyone like that? You start talking and then they start sharing too much, far too much with you. And you're like, oh my God, why is she telling me all that information? I don't want to know. I don't want to know about that. This is awful. So she always shares far too much about her personal life. It could be about something else, but in this case, about her personal life. It's awful. It's bad. Another example. Oh, that's far too much for a pair of jeans. Now here, I'm not using the word, but I can understand that it's far too much for a pair of jeans. That's too much money, okay? So you will understand by context, it's not information. Well, that's far too much for a pair of jeans. Well, you paid $300 for this pair of jeans? Oh my God, that's far too much for a pair of jeans. Tell me, would you pay $300 for a pair of jeans? Tell me in the comments. But let's keep rolling. Far-fetched. Oh, I like this one, okay? Far-fetched. And you can see the E.T., you know? And it's connected to this word. It's an adjective, okay? It's not really an expression, it's an adjective. When you say that something is far-fetched, and this is advanced, okay, guys? When you say something is far-fetched, it means it's hard to believe, okay? It means that something is unlikely. It's unconvincing. It's not plausible, okay? It's probably not true. It's improbable, okay? That's the idea of something being far-fetched. So, for example, look at the example here. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to believe you. So maybe my friend is telling me a story of something that happened to him or to her. And I'm working really hard, really, sweetie, don't get me wrong. I'm trying to believe you. But your story, your whole story seems way far-fetched. And this way is an exaggeration. Too much, too exaggerated, too unlikely, too difficult to believe. You don't need way. I'm just using way to emphasize, okay? Oh, this test is way too easy. But I would need way too easy, the two. It would be nice, okay? Here, I'm not using way because I'm already using far. And in this case, far-fetched. It's too hard to believe in this story. Unlikely, okay? So don't get me wrong. I know we're friends. I love you, but your story is far-fetched. I can't. It seems far-fetched, honey. No one is going to believe you. And I am speaking from the bottom of my heart. I love you, but this is far-fetched. Really. No, you didn't see an ET. Come on. You didn't see it. Come on, girl. Another one. I don't really like talking to Andrew. He always has the most far-fetched ideas. It's hard to keep a straight face around him. Another expression here, to keep a straight face. That means to stay serious. My Andrew loves telling me stories that are crazy, that are far-fetched, hard to believe, improbable, unlikely, nearly impossible to occur. So Andrew loves telling me these stories about life in other planets, about ETs, you know, about stuff. And I love him, but it's kind of hard. I don't like talking to Andrew because he has really far-fetched ideas. I can't keep a straight face, and then he gets angry at me. He gets hurt because he thinks I'm not taking him seriously. But how can you take him seriously when he's talking about weird stuff? That is not true. That is far-fetched. How do you feel about that? Do you believe in life in other planets? To be very honest, I would be like Andrew. I kind of believe it. Not in this crazy, far-fetched way, but I do believe there's some kind of life that we are not aware of. We don't fully grasp. So it may take years until we can finally comprehend this immense universe we live in, you know? Anyway, my friends, enough philosophy. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. That really support the channel, okay? And share this lesson with a friend. But other than that, I also have an amazing study plan cycle in case you're interested. The link is in the description of this video. I also have a listening mastery workshop that will teach you the best strategies to help you work on your listening comprehension. Links in the description of this video. But let's keep rolling. Expression number 3, far gone. Oh man, I can't remember the last time I was far gone. Well, no, actually, well, no, I wasn't far gone because I remember everything. I was a little drunk, but not far gone, okay? So when you are far gone, it can either mean very sick, very crazy, or very drunk. Typically, you will find this expression, this adjective actually, oftentimes referring to crazy or drunk, not necessarily sick, or perhaps sick as a result of the alcohol. As a result of going crazy, you know? Partying too hard. Are you a party animal? I'm not a party animal. I like to stay home, watch TV series, more specifically, documentaries, read books, study English, study Italian. My life is pretty boring, pretty vanilla, okay? Very basic. Now, she was too far gone to understand anything we said to her. So maybe I don't need the two, okay? I'm just exaggerating, but she was far gone to understand anything I said to her. So maybe I was talking to a friend at a party and I was telling her, hey, Sandra, slow down. You're too drunk. Let's go home. I don't think it's a good idea to stay here any longer. And then she's like, what? Let me go. Leave me alone. I'm fine. What? And then like, whoa. I tried to talk to Sandra, but she was far gone to understand that she was super, super like wasted, you know? I tried to explain it, but she didn't get it. You know, she was far gone. So did you leave her there? Well, what was I supposed to do? Well, I tried to convince her to come home. She didn't want to. But she's not alone. There's another friend of ours. So picture the situation. Another expression, he was so far gone that he could hardly walk. Okay? So maybe he was just too sick. He was so far gone that he could barely walk. You know, he needed help. He was far gone. And this could be because he was sick, not necessarily because of alcohol, but because of something else. He was just too sick, or perhaps drugged. You know, maybe he did drugs. The person did drugs and so far gone. Using so to emphasize is very common. Too far gone, so far gone. It's important to understand these collocations because they're very common. Okay, so Andrew was in a really bad situation. You know, he was far gone. He could barely walk. I feel really sorry for him because he was so energetic, so active, and now he's so far gone. See, now it can be used to describe a situation when a person is so sick they cannot do simple things anymore. You know, the person is far gone. Now, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, share this video with a friend. But other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye!